then on. Okay. Don't know if we have this guy. No.
Because I asked, was there a flying Buzzy Beetle in the one hole in...
Now, again, the thing with these enemies... So, Mr. Solomon.
It's actually not... Because it lowers defense.
Defense is not that bad, yes.
So...
That'll ground them. I know they're gonna take no damage. Ooh, the fog.
You can show the other thing now, too, was the fog.
Ah, fog miss. Oh, man. Barbari's explosions removed fog? Yeah, I just did it. Okay, I'll knock him down, knock him down. Huh.
Is that
Oh, no! Wait, it's clearing. It's just dramatic.
No, but... The enemy... Those enemies aren't supposed to be immune to explosions, are they? I thought Barbary could damage them. I don't remember...
Well, let's get in here.
I don't remember that being a thing.
Alright. She'll just clear through the shell. Now as I love you.
I said that's the one reason I... among a lot of people,
okay.
I think she's not entirely useless, because like in this scenario...
Because she can do damage through...
And then, Mario, if you jump on it, you should deal 1 damage and then
No,
finish
it's
it.
going to be 0, 2. But even if I whiffed that, he'd be over.
Yeah.
And she's not that bad for that. What I was saying is an old interview from Intelligent Systems was floating around again. And the problem with this interview, it was basically Intelligent Systems saying how unreasonable Miyamoto was. And we have a bunch of idiots that... Actually, she might be kind of good, honestly. We got the towels.
Yeah, we have the towel. She would actually be okay off the start.
Damn it. If I want to just fight this guy, which I'm
You
not.
should have thrown yourself into the water to bring yourself to danger.
Also true. Super sheep.
Forward. Oh, you actually have room. Oh wait, because you got rid of the coconut, because you have to give the coconut to...
Hold on. One. Because they do take a minute. Ah!
Lucky motherfucker.
Yeah, baby!
Bullshit!
What do you mean bullshit?
Bullshit!
Get on my level, son.
Shit of the bull.
You act like there's a problem here. Actually, hold on. If they're frozen...
The game should not have given you this victory.
Yeah, power smash and I'll just... Don't mind. Yeah, knock them down. Get him, hon! Wow, simplifier. And that's with 1. Simplifier stack. Tee. He took damage. On.
Should do 1 point. I don't know, you still did 3, and yeah, because
Because he was frozen. Ow. Because he was frozen, he never got a turn, so he never boosted his defense. Fat ass. What I was going to say that fucking irks me with that Miyamoto interview spreading around is people, unfortunately, are still under this impression that Miyamoto controls like all of Mario.
Miyamoto hasn't directed a game since Pikmin 1.
Yes!
I think it hasn't directed a game since Pikmin 1. The only reason he still works at Nintendo is because once you work for a Japanese company, the only ways to, like, basically retire are effectively you either need to literally die or have some type of, like, medical condition or something that literally prevents you from working.
Oh, can I do the cool thing? Can I do it? Yes! I did the cool thing. Grab the key with Coops and jump to the box. Oh, there's a Shine Sprite. There's an open barrel.
It's the last one.
I know.
It's much, like...
Clear, yes. The problem with that interview is people blame Miyamoto for every decision that has been made with Mario.
Remember the really fucked up thing I have told you off recording that I am not repeating on recording?
When I'm sorry, damn it, that's not a thing.
Like I said, Miyamoto, the last game that he was directly involved in, I believe, is Pikmin 1. And that was
69.
Nice. And that was in 2001. The position he's in under, like, for most games is, I believe, creative consultant.
Yes!
Which, if you understand the industry, you know is basically a nothing title that they use to keep someone around.
Oh, I get to show this weird thing. Not exactly what I was going for, but, like, sort of exactly what I was going for. Got a dizzy dial, but you ain't gonna get to use it. I wanted the flip panel. But if I have to knock a few heads, I'll knock a few heads.
Well, also level up anyway. You might want to beat all the enemies in here to get a level up.
Realistically, with some other forced encounters? Ooh, scary.
Ooh, that's spicy.
Boom, 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 boom. Baba. I might fight him.
Because this is 4 enemies, this will... Uh-oh.
I'll take, like, tiny damage. See?
Well, you say you'll take tiny damage. You took nothing. That hit Goombella.
Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, we're definitely gonna level. And now they're in the loop.
And because of this was that interview and shit we have, and you know, here's a like flaming habanero hot take. Miyamoto is right. Story doesn't matter.
I was going to talk about that a little bit
because a story has never mattered.
Of course, I've been going. I don't.
Story has never mattered.
To me, story will always be less important than gameplay.
You can ignore a bad story in a good game. You can't ignore bad gameplay in a good story.
Yes.
Well, you can, but I just think you're fucking dumb.
On. Got him in the loop. It doesn't matter what I do because he can't win.
And the other thing, was this one, the Mario, platformers story has never mattered. And you might say, oh, it's an RPG, a story, it doesn't, oh, it's an RPG, the story doesn't matter. One, the original Paper Mario was called Mario Story, not because of the game's narrative, but because it was meant to...
It looked like a book.
It was meant to be a storybook. And two, like I said before, and because you brought up that interview, I will double down on this rant and petty opinion. Like I said before, this game's story is really the same as the story in the original Paper Mario, which is just go to 8 different locations and get 8 MacGuffins. And that story, when you sit there and really think about it, is about the same as a Mario platformer. Because we're past the one moment was tech, Grodus is just a evil mustache-twirling villain. Grodus is just a generic conquer...
Finally put Chill Out back on.
Grodus is just a generic mustache-twirling Saturday morning cartoon villain. He doesn't actually have any deeper motivation.
Oh, I don't like the shine. Yeah.
He doesn't have any deeper motivation or characterization. You can replace Grodus with Bowser in this narrative, and almost nothing changes.
Basically, what I was going to say, and this just irks me since I'm going to kind of use this to ramble, because it was going on, people blame... get my coins. People, damn it, blame Miyamoto, and because of that interview we have people, it's like, oh my god, it's like, I love Miyamoto and I respect the man, but my god, he's a fucking tyrant who should be fired or retire at this point.
Even though he has basically retired.
It's just because at the time he did have some control.
Well, like I said, the Pikmin 1 is I think the last game he directed, because if Pikmin 1 is the last game if that's the last game he directed, and because this game came out in 2004, that means that would be around the time he still has some level of... That would still be around the time he has some level of power, and even if Miyamoto does or doesn't have the level of control you people think he does or whatever, at the end of the day, like I said, we have... The man is right. This game's narrative is nowhere near as deep as you people think it is.
Well... What I agree with Miyamoto on is gameplay is more important.
Gameplay is more important than story. And, like I said, not just that. This game's story is not, this is not the shit you people think it is. This game is not fucking Tales of Symphonia. Because it's still Mario, even Paper Mario, and hell, even Mario and Luigi's stories, when you really sit there and think about it, were really fucking simple. Like I said, then the game has fully established this. Grodus wants the demon in the 1,000-year door to conquer the world. There's no greater motivation there. He's just generically evil. So because of that, you can replace Grodus with any other generically evil villain and nothing changes. Nothing in the narrative changes.
Well. I tried to superguard it.
And even if people bring up moments like, oh, but we have, Bobbery's backstory or something, that circles back around to a point I wanted to make of most, every partner in this game, barring one or two very small exceptions, every partner in this game, barring very, very few exceptions, once you basically initially get them, after the little vignette that introduces the partner is done, they all kind of fade into the background and become interchangeable. After we get Bobbery's basic motivation of not wanting to go back to sea, it's like he doesn't really contribute to the plot in any way after this. Because, like I had said before in the original, the game, the reason the partners are actually so, really generic when you think about it, is because, and this was probably a GameCube model thing, the game doesn't do the classic, like, JRPG thing of all of your partners coming out at once during certain story sequences. They only keep out the partner you have, which leads to everyone commenting on something. But because that's like 6 characters that have to comment on something, most characters' response to a scenario is fairly basic and generic, because they can't put important information in that, because if Bobbery tells you important information at a section you can't have Bobbery, that's bad game design.
Okay.
Oh. Ooh, those are some big boys. Also, do not hit the bombs with fire, that will make them explode faster.
Big boys, but the thing is...
Like, this is something, you know, funny again, I had talked about this off recording, because the game's, like, basically true plot is the getting the crystal stars before the X-Nauts. The chapters where you could make an argument that actually sort of advance the plot forward are only the ones where the X-Nauts play into it. Meaning, so far, we are up to chapter 5. 2, 4, and 5 are currently the only chapters you could say actually matter.
Okay.
There's the defense, but it does nothing.
As long... yeah, the problem is she's not going to be able to kill. But, like, one of them exploding really isn't...
Oh, no, remember, you have 2 turns. Oh, no.
No.
Actually... oh, there it goes. The, like, only use for this. So long, assholes!
I just want to show it. Because they should get a turn. Yep! Oh, wait! It's one additional... okay, so I could have... I forgot. Okay, yeah, we did have one additional turn.
Oh, no, there it is.
I timed it wrong.
So that brought you into danger, so...
No. It had been so long, I could have barely beaten them. Which is funny because there is a battle. It's time for the question of the day and my overall thoughts on the topic. So, anyway, how many of you agree with the point we were trying to make about stories in games? Because I do generally agree with Curzon. A good story in a game is fine, but a bad story is easy to ignore, whereas bad gameplay is way harder to ignore. Overall, I also think Curzon was harping on this game's story too much, but let's just focus on the main discussion. Do you think story is important or not? Because I do agree with his point. A bad story can basically be skipped and ignored, whereas bad gameplay is harder to skip and ignore because bad gameplay means the game overall is often going to be harder for you to enjoy. Whereas the story being bad, you could at least ignore it or skip it. So fundamentally, I do think gameplay is far more important than the story. And on top of that, I think any detriment to the gameplay that is driven by some arbitrary narrative in the story is bad design. I don't care if you have some dumb artistic vision. You should never compromise the gameplay for the sake of the story, because I find that to be pretentious and stupid. I don't care if video games are an interactive medium. That doesn't give you the right to basically make a game sort of bad on purpose just to drive home some stupid story narrative. All that does is piss me off personally. But anyway, I'm starting to ramble. You can leave your thoughts, opinions, and answers in the comments. Or you can leave them on social media. All of my social media links, as well as my Discord links, are in the video description. Now, as always, I need to be a shill for a minute. If you subscribe to the channel, and if you follow me on social media, that really helps our communities grow. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I hope I will see you all next time. So, as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, everybody. I hope you come back someday. See you later.